Who are my top 10 gaming ninjas and the games that they're from? It's a tough question, because ninjas are always awesome. This criteria is simple. These characters have to be playable. You need to feel like you're being a badass ninja when you're playing as them. The game itself has to be great too. So let's see if your favourites made the list. So let's go, the top 10 video game ninjas. Number 10. Mystic Warriors. We're starting with the spiritual successor to Sunset Riders here at the number 10 spot. Mystic Warriors is a game where up to 4 ninjas battle to save a comrade who gets kidnapped. They just sit there and watch the bad guy take their friend away. Don't all get up at once, guys. You might recall that I mentioned Mystic Warriors back when DML and I played through Sunset Riders. Have you played Mystic Warriors? It's a Sunset Riders spin-off for the arcades, where you're all ninjas. This game stands right up there with the best of Konami beat-em-ups and arcade games produced in the 90s. All 5 of these ninjas look absolutely deadly. There are only subtle differences between their attacks and skills and abilities, which makes your character decision mainly an aesthetic one. Although we're told that these characters are ninjas, not a single one actually resembles what we'd understand a ninja to be. Brad, with his prayer beads, much more resembles a Buddhist monk, and could pass for one if it wasn't for those ridiculous glasses. Kojiro resembles more a samurai than he does a ninja, maybe it's the armor. Kaima could be straight out of any number of Visual Kei bands. He's got this kabuki thing going on, not quite sure what that's about. Yuri and Spyros are the most ninja-like, but the award for the most stupid sounding name in the history of Konami arcade games goes to Spyros. This game could have been higher on the list, had the game been more popular and better known. I'm kind of hoping that this video will address that issue. If you played and loved Sunset Riders, then Mystic Warriors is right up your street. Number 9. Lo Wang from Shadow Warrior. At number 9 we have Lo Wang. He is a Chinese ninja. Never heard of one of those before. Hell, if a streetwise monk can be a ninja, then I'm not going to argue. Shadow Warrior would have us believe that Chinese ninjas blurt out movie one-liners, as well as constant jokes about the size of their grass knuckles. It's no joke just how many one-liners there are in this game.
Oh, I see Big Wang. Nice looking. Everything about me is hard. Oh, better zip fly. Hey, baby, pull my finger.
You jerk.
Oh, gag me with spoon.
Go away.
Lo Wang can slice enemies in half with his katana, or he can pick them off from far away using shurikens. He is also an excellent shot with dual-wield Uzis. Shadow Warrior is a fine game if you're into your traditional first-person shooters, and Lo Wang makes the game a grown-a-minute experience thanks to his hilariously awful phrases.
Destruction is my thing. I am everybody's worst nightmare.
Despite the ability to cut enemies cleanly in half, the overall tone of the game is completely absent. While the environments can be beautifully oriental at times, we're given dank caves and grey cities as well. These environments plus the weapons makes Shadow Warrior feel like it had the ninja elements sewn on, with little care or attention for how the whole game should pan out. Shadow Warrior is still one of the finest first-person shooters released prior to Time Splitters, and is still definitely worth your time. Number 8. Strider Hiryu from Marvel vs. Capcom. Strider's got awesome hair and he's a badass. Strider's skills are somersaults, sword swipes and the like. He's nowhere near the greatest ninja, and Strider for the Genesis is nowhere near the greatest ninja-based video game. To be perfectly honest with you, I think Strider is easily one of the most uncomfortable platformers on the Genesis. Strider is only in this list because he's a lethal character in the Marvel vs. Capcom series, and he used to be one of my favourites when I played this game back on the Dreamcast. His combos were slick and his moves were fluid, and for once, a ninja in a fighting game felt like an actual ninja.
Number 7.
Little Ninja from Pocky and Rocky 2. Little Ninja is a support character from Pocky and Rocky 2, playable by either Player 2 or Player 1 when using possession magic. Her special ability is that she can pick the lock on any item crate. It doesn't sound impressive, but if you'd rather stockpile lives than keys, then having Little Ninja on your side is obviously of great benefit to you. If you haven't any chests that you need opening, she doubles up as a respawning mega bomb that obliterates enemies. Kunoichis that explode. I've seen crazy as shit, believe me. Little Ninja can make use of her katana, killing minor enemies both quickly and efficiently. You want this lady on your team.
Number 6.
Joe Musashi, Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master. Joe Musashi has been through a lot of things to make it all the way here to number 6. Modern-day ninja hero Joe has rescued kidnapped ninja students from a group of terrorists named Zed, who were led by Joe's old mentor. It's 2 years later, Neo Zed has returned, now headed by another mysterious man known as the Shadow Master. Now if I were Joe, I'd have said, nah, had enough, no more. But what does he do? He immediately heads off to stop them. What a friggin' hero. Not to mention he's one of the most awesome ninjas in video games. He goes up against robots, robot ninjas, and even alien creatures in order to destroy Zed and bring an end to their evil ways. He moves like a ninja, feels like a ninja, and slays like a ninja. And it pays to slay. Some of the most fun on the Genesis can be had playing Shinobi 3. Joe Musashi has disappeared from the limelight. Other badass ninjas have taken his place, but let him always be remembered for rocking the Genesis and the Game Gear with his ultimate ninja techniques.
Honorable mention.
Lord Hayate and Lady Kasumi from Shadow of the Ninja. This is classic NES action at its best. A clear rip-off of Ninja Gaiden, but extremely well executed. The team behind this game went on to produce the excellent Ninja Gaiden Shadow for the Game Boy, but we'll be talking more about Ryu in a minute.
Number 5.
Ayane and Kasumi from the Dead or Alive series. These ninja chicks are the epitome of deadly ninja arts, the most powerful fighters in their trade and ready to lay the lethal smackdown. They were once friends, but discovery of her true birth parents led Ayane to become very vicious and spiteful, seeing Kasumi as the princess who gets everything she wants. Both of these characters are calm, collected and calculated kunoichi, who are deadly, dangerous and devastating. As for the choice of character, my main in the Dead or Alive series is usually Ayane. Her moves just flow so easily, with the ability to duck and turn around to perform backwards facing moves of the slickest variety. But it really is impossible to pick a favourite out of these two. They both have excellent moves.
Number 4.
Team Go, from The Legend of Mystical Ninjas starring Goemon. Goemon and his friends are pretty much the coolest ninjas ever. The Ganbare Goemon games consist of Team Go doing whatever they want. Seriously, some bizarre enemy tries to take over Japan with dancing or magic or robots or whatever, and Team Go are all like, why are you here? Could you, go away? We're doing what we want to. A wide open 3D world to be explored with one of the largest game environments on the Nintendo 64, the whole of Japan. Meanwhile, you're playing as an unstoppable team of ultimate ninjas. Goemon attacks enemies with a pipe and throws money at them, which catches on fire. Ebisu can attack enemies with a hammer that turns them into food. As for Sasuke, he's a robot ninja with a built-in jetpack, and he can throw bombs which decimate the enemy. So far, so great. But Yai steals the show. Sexy and sleek with long flowing green hair, Yai is a secret ninja agent working for the Japanese equivalent of the FBI. Her special weapon is a giant bazooka that can be charged to fire 3 rockets at once. Also, she can turn into a mermaid. These haphazard ninjas need to utilize all of their skills in order to drive out the invaders who are trying to turn Japan into a West End musical. I think you can see why I like this game. It's just stupid.
Number 3.
Ryu Hayabusa from the Ninja Gaiden series. Sure, I could be talking about the Ninja Gaiden games on the NES, but I'm not. It is true that these games were some of the first to really give us that feeling of being a fast and furious ninja, but they were also hard, and nobody ever saw the end unless they were determined. It took the Cat Show 19 hours to beat Ninja Gaiden on the NES, and that was with help.
After 19 excruciating hours, a miracle has happened.
You just have to wonder how many NES games haven't been beaten without emulator saves. Ryu Hayabusa finally got awesome when he was transported into 3D. The story of the more recent Ninja Gaiden games are terrible, but at least Ryu is a stunning ninja. He picks up a weapon and suddenly he knows every combo there is, slicing, dicing, mashing and hack and slashing his way to the number 3 spot. He shows us extreme ninja talent and makes us feel how all great ninjas should make us feel, afraid. Ryu Hayabusa should make us afraid to walk out of our front door. Hell, he could even be inside your house right now, behind the sofa, ready to strike. The horrors that he has been up against, demons from another world, gold-plated devils, or whatever the fuck these things are, he takes them down and acts like he hasn't even broken into a sweat. The greatest ninja? Maybe he is, but this list says he isn't.
Number 2.
Cyborg Ninja from the Metal Gear Solid series. At number 2, and I'm sure you were expecting him at number 1, we have the Cyborg Ninja. The Cyborg Ninja started as Frank Yeager, also known as Grey Fox. He was a man that Solid Snake killed back in Zanzibar. Frank's body was recovered, experimented on, and he was revived to become the Cyborg Ninja, one of the most iconic bosses in Metal Gear Solid, released for the PlayStation and PC. After Grey Fox gave his life to help Solid Snake at the end of Metal Gear Solid, the spirit of the Cyborg Ninja lived on in Olga Galukovich as she took to the cybernetic suit in Sons of Liberty. After the death of Olga, Raiden took up the role of Cyborg Ninja in Metal Gear Solid 4. Although played by 3 separate actors, the Cyborg Ninja has always been stuck between 2 sides, giving the player assistance while furthering the goals of the enemy whenever they needed to be. Skilled and highly trained in the use of high-frequency blade, the Cyborg Ninja is a deadly foe and unstoppable ally. The high-frequency blade is the Cyborg Ninja's trademark weapon, a sword that resonates at high frequencies, increasing its temperature and cutting ability to far greater than those of any other sword. This is one ninja you wouldn't want to cross. But the Cyborg Ninja isn't playable. 2 words, special missions, a win via technicality.
Number 1.
So to recap, number 10, the Mystic Warriors. Number 9, Lo Wang. Number 8, Strider Hiryu. Number 7, Little Ninja. Number 6, Joe Musashi. Number 5, Kasumi and Ayane. Number 4, Goemon, Ebisumaru, Sasuke and Yae. Number 3, Ryu Hayabusa. Number 2, Cyborg Ninja. Number 1, Ayame and Rikimaru from Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. Ninjas come in all shapes and sizes. We've seen kabuki ninjas, Chinese ninjas, mermaid ninjas, and action ninjas. But something occurred to me. We haven't seen real ninjas. Real ninjas who really do cling to the shadows, watch their prey and strike at the perfect opportunity. This list is complete hogwash. All the ninjas on here aren't what ninjas were really about. Until now, at number 1 with Ayame and Rikimaru, the two head assassins behind the 2003 title Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. The resulting leap into PlayStation 2 territory enhanced every element of Tenchu: the graphics, sound, presentation, but most importantly the gameplay. The fundamentals remained the same, but Wrath of Heaven felt more refined, updated and corrected. The controls were better, the characters reacted faster, and the game itself is genuinely much more fun. Missions involve sneaking around a location, playing it sleuth while learning the enemy patrols and their routes. You off as many people as you can without getting spotted, leaping from the shadows. The game environment and soundtrack are extremely atmospheric and really pull you into the experience, but the ninjas themselves, Rikimaru and Ayame, really make this game experience all that it is. Rikimaru and Ayame each have their own ninja techniques, which they learn by pulling off successful stealth kills. Each of these abilities that they unlock will allow you to return to previous levels so that you can take an alternate route and rack up more kills. They are everything a video game ninja should be: slow, hidden and dangerous.
Looks like you chose the wrong party to crash.
I'm always crashing parties. That's what I do.
Well then, let's see what you are made of.
But when their cover's blown and they need to fight, Rikimaru and Ayame are also very talented fighters. Rikimaru and Ayame also mean business, and they look like it too. Rikimaru rocks the blind in one eye, facial scarred white hairstyle, resembling Takeshi in the role of Zatoichi. Then there's Ayame, sweet cherub-faced angelic black-haired kunoichi who wears a streamlined outfit. Both characters, though caricatured, look more like traditional ninjas than anybody on this list so far. Wrath of Heaven and the sequel Fatal Shadows are two of the greatest games in the series. Large levels, sometimes with multiple paths. Stick to the shadows, strike silently but violently. Kill all enemies, bring on divine punishment. Number 1, the true gaming ninjas, Rikimaru and Ayame. So, do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you saying, why isn't Ninja Blade in the top 10? Why isn't Zool, Ninja of the Nth Dimension in the top 10? Why isn't Ninja Kids for the arcade in your top 10? Well, there will be games that don't make this list. To be frank, 10, it may be a small list, but it takes so long to gather all of the gameplay footage and everything for that sort of thing, and to be honest with you, these are the 10 ninjas I think top the list. But everyone has their own opinion, and everybody's opinion differs, and I would like to hear your opinion. Who do you think are your top 10 ninjas in gaming and in video games? Are there ones you agree with? Would you have put one of my characters in a different list, in a different place? Let me know, post in the comments, send me a personal message. I intend to do a follow-up video where I take all your suggestions into account and put together a new list. So if you've got any suggestions for that list, let me know. I'm also going to do a top 10 worst ninjas in video games, and you're going to see some that you're going to hate me for saying, but it has to be said. This has been EscapeRoute, and this has been the top 10 ninjas in video games. Thank you very much. Until next time, if we live that long. Why not watch my playthrough of Link's Awakening? It's only 6 hours long. And check out this geezer, Dead Man Limping.